The CDC is updating its mask guidance for schools, now advising, quote, universal indoor masking for all teachers, staff, and students, regardless of vaccination status, end quote. But some school districts are opting to leave the masking decision up to parents. Joining us now is Justin Davis. He's a member of the Gaston County School Board in North Carolina, and Brien Gregan, whose two kids are enrolled in King George County Schools in Virginia. So I'm going to start with you, Justin. Your board voted unanimously to let parents have that option. Of course, this was prior to the CDC's new recommendations on masking in school. Do you expect that decision to stand, or do you think that things will be revised given the CDC's latest announcements?
Well, I appreciate you having me on this morning, and thank you. You know, I think parents are best suited to make decisions for what's right for their child. And the CDC, of course, is a national organization and has given that guidance. But, you know, I don't necessarily believe that we need a one-size-fits-all policy for everyone in this country. What's right for the citizens of Gaston County and the students of our county is not necessarily the same as in San Francisco, California, or New York, New York. And it's okay if we do things differently in Gaston County than they do elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right now, we have the ability to have that local control, and these are the type of decisions that I think should remain with local control, and I hope that will continue.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, some some counties down by the border, we're seeing a 900% surge in COVID cases. So yeah, obviously, you know, one size doesn't fit all. Let's talk with you now, Brien. You have how many children?
I have two children.
Two children. Do you like
Yes.
this decision of leaving it up to the parents to decide, making mask wearing optional in schools?
Yes, I think it's the best thing to do for all parents, because as a parent, I would rather be in charge of making the decisions, the health decisions for my children. I don't think the government has a place in that. It doesn't have a role in that, as far as I'm concerned. And there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of questions surrounding the efficacy of masks in general, but I don't think that I think parents should have the option. So if a parent wants their child to wear a mask, that's okay. But if they don't want them to wear a mask, that should be okay too. And I should have that ability to, you know, if I think that my children are still safe going to school without a mask, then that should be all right.
You know, Brien, I'm going to stay with you for a second because of your two children. I get letters all the time. I'm a mother of 9. I've seen the impact of mask wearing for my own kids. I've seen increases in acne, germs. I got a letter yesterday from a mom, a grandmother actually, saying her grandkids have dental problems because wearing the mask that long, there's some sort of issues that dentists are now seeing an uptick in issues with that. So there are other, and then not to mention anxiety and other things. What kind of impact did wearing a mask last year, for example, have with your children, and what would concern you if that were to change and it was not optional for your children moving forward?
Well, because of the mask mandate of last school year, we did not send our kids back when we had the option to, and there were other reasons for that. You know, my wife stays at home with the children, and you know, for other reasons, we did it that way. But yeah, I think that if they do require a mask, you know, I think it's best for our children, especially my oldest, to be in school. And, you know, we would have to just try to work around it. Maybe if the school board would allow for an exemption for parents who think that it's unsafe for their children to wear a mask, you know, that would be appropriate too, because I don't think, as Mr. Davis says, it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah. Justin, Brien, thank you for joining us this morning and giving us your thoughts on that. I'm certainly looking forward to more smiles and less masks moving into the school year in the fall. Thank you both.
Hey, thank you, Rachel.